Mikeyy wins first race. What is that? You guys hear that? What? Can you hear that? Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the third iteration of Season 3's pre-race show, brought to you by greatest commentator alive, Mr. X Wimdy. Always am, always will be. Let's go ahead, get right into it. What are we going to start off with today? Well, we're going to Indianapolis. Why not see the qualifying field for today? Let's go ahead and take a look at it. We're going to start off with on pole, last week's third place winner, NASCAR baby. And then moving on from him, last season's champion, Andy, followed by Rick, and then so on and so forth. Gav, Grizzly, Shoplifting, who will not be there tonight. PB Actual, Vanilla, who will not be showing up tonight. K-Force, Exotic, NWR Slow, Uranus, Mikeyy, last week's winner. Jumpin', also not in a good spot either because he was on last week's second place winner. Hawk, Orion, Skins, also not showing up tonight. Pancake, UCanes, Juggernauts, Outlaw Johnny, and Blaze Reaper rounding off. So, total of 19 tonight. NASCAR baby putting down a massive heater of a lap. Going to be able to, maintain the field for quite a while tonight. Andy as well. Andy will have no trouble here after coming off a not so great run at Eagle Rock, but definitely not hurting too bad for points, I should say, but not in the greatest scenario as well. Rick currently in, where is Rick? Rick back in 13th in points, which we'll get to in a second. Rick getting a podium qualifying spot, which would be really good for him tonight. He's really needing to get a lot of points, and I think he's going to make up some. He's definitely going to make up some spots as well. Being that Indianapolis is one of his better tracks, I definitely think Rick will be up front tonight after this qualifying session. Speaking of qualifying session, and more importantly, points, let's go ahead and go to that. So we're going to bring up the points right here, and here's the points. I made a mistake last week. Apparently, Jumpin's second place finish was not enough to get him the pole position for points this week, but let's go ahead and go over it. So Mikeyy in first, 97. Good for him. That win at Eagle Rock definitely helped. Jump, 2 second place finishes. Obviously, would like something better than that this week, but only 3 back, so I don't think he's going to be that... I don't think he's going to be upset if he has a bad race this week, but definitely would like to see him get a win at some point. Grizz, obviously winner of Daytona, back 14. Had a top 10 for Eagle Rock, so he's not hurting that much either. NASCAR baby back up in the top 5, being on the podium last week and having a mediocre performance at Daytona, but the podium at Eagle Rock definitely helped. Kane's running out the top 5. K-Force, current Rookie of the Year candidate right now, had a bit of an issue last week at Eagle Rock with the final pit stop, but only back 41. That's not the worst thing that could have happened to him. Gav back in 7th. Reigning champ Andy back in 8th, hoping for a good finish tonight. Hawk, Blaze, who is in the back this week. Shoplifting will be in the back this week as well because he's not going to be showing up, as well as Skins. Rick will move up at least 2 spots tonight. Juggernauts will also move up. Pancake will move up 2 spots. PB Actual will move up. Forza will move up. Quinn will not. Slow will, and Vanilla will round it out. Moving on from points. Who's my prediction to win tonight? Now, I know I said that I would have Shoplifting win tonight. Unfortunately, he's not going to be there. He did sit down a qualifying time to get my hopes up as much as possible, but I think if we're going to look at who's where in the standings tonight, I think Rick might have it. I think Rick might have it just because this man has raced so much Indy. He's pretty much on par with Indy time usage on Forza as Shoplifting. But I think Rick will be my prediction tonight. Because Shoplifting is not here, obviously. If Shoplifting was here, Shoplifting would still be my pick. I mean, he's still in the top 10 as far as qualifying time, but, I mean, he's not going to be here, unfortunately, so Rick, secondary pick. Moving on from that, penalties. Hey, guess what, guys? You guys get it so good at Eagle Rock for, I think, the third time in a row. We don't have any penalties, so congratulations, everybody. No penalties for Eagle Rock last week. And finally, moving on. Let's finish this up strong. We have the end of the season schedule. Let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule. Moving into next week, Sunset Peninsula. Do believe we had Rick as the winner for the season schedule last week. I will stick by that. I think Rick will win at Sunset. Pretty much you're not going to sway my decision on that. Runner-up, I think Jump. I think Jump will get a runner-up at Sunset. It's how it was last time. I think it's going to stay the same. But yeah, Indianapolis, I think it's going to be... I don't think we're going to have as many penalties as we did at Daytona, which was 2. And yeah, I mean, Rick's got a good chance to win tonight. NASCAR Baby has a good chance to win tonight. Jumping starting in the back of the pack as well as Mikeyy. Not going to be the greatest for them. They're going to have to push their way through some of the slower traffic and whatnot. But we saw at the end of last Indianapolis race, we had NASCAR Baby and Rick working together to, try and catch Oso. And they kind of did for a little bit, and then Oso spun out on the second lap to go. But unfortunately, we're not able to catch up. But I do think, now that they're out front, I think they're going to start working together. And pull away from a few of the points leaders, because that's what they're going to need tonight. They're going to need a lot of points leader screw-ups tonight. 100%. I already know Rick is going to gain 2 spots tonight. NASCAR Baby is in the top 5. I mean, if he can somehow keep Jump and Mikeyy from getting on the podium, that's going to be a miracle for him. That's going to be a tough task to handle, but I think he can do it. He showed that he can handle, being on the podium at Eagle Rock and, being under pressure from people and whatnot, but he's going to need to have a lot more talent tonight for Indianapolis. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. A pretty short one this week, but, we make do with what we have. But yeah, we will see you 8:30 Eastern Standard Time tonight on the VASCAR VRA Twitch, as well as Wimdy Twitch, to be able to have a great overview of what we got going on. It's only going to be me tonight. I know. Can we get the sad music rolling in for Keith? Keith, unfortunately, not going to be here tonight, but we're gonna make do. We've got me running the whole thing tonight. We're gonna hope for no crashes. We've got Oso going to run our marshalling and whatnot tonight for our live marshal. And yeah, it's going to be fun. We'll see y'all tonight at Indianapolis, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll see y'all later. Take it easy.